Joe, it was reported yesterday that a guy who actually his last two stops, this will be his third stop in the SEC, DJ Durkin, staying in the SEC as a DC. He is going to Auburn with Ron Roberts leaving for Florida, which that's interesting in and of itself. But nevertheless, DJ Durkin to Auburn. Your thoughts?
This is an awesome hire. I was really stunned by the fact that DJ Durkin made it this far. And if people want to talk about what happened at Maryland, that's understandable. And it's a very complex issue. And I don't think that really fully paints his picture of him being a good head coach. It's not really a part of this conversation.
And he was cleared of all wrongdoing from a legal. I mean, like, we need to make that clear too.
Yes. Which is why I don't want it's a complicated issue. Don't want to dive into it. Durkin, though, from 2022 to 2023 as Texas A&M's defensive coordinator, they were 19th and 25th in total defense. One of the seasons, I don't include the COVID year in 2020, but in 2021, when he was Ole Miss's DC, they were 51st, which is not great. And then when he was the defensive coordinator at Michigan,
it's really good.
Right. And then in 2015, when he was the DC at Michigan before he took the Maryland job for one season, they were 6th in total defense.
Right.
6th in total defense. So
who can call defenses?
The whole point here is that this is a really good talent developer. This is a really good recruiter. I just look at the group of guys that are coming out of this defense in this upcoming NFL draft class and guys that transferred. Shamar Turner was there. Walter Nolan was there. LT Overton, McKinley Jackson, Edgerrin Cooper. There were a lot of really good football players that were on that defense that were really, really nice players. And I think that we're going to see now this crop of talent that was at Auburn, and they've been funneling in all these really good players from the region, all these young recruits, a lot of really good transfer portal players that are now going to be properly harnessed. I mean, heck, I think that we're going to see a lot of similarities with this development quickly of this Auburn defense, the way that we saw with Texas A&M, where despite it being a young group, they were coming out swinging. They were coming out fighting, and they played some really, really good football games in the time that he was the defensive coordinator.
I'm not going to give him the recruiting. That's Elijah Robinson, who's now the DC at Syracuse. Okay. So the reason I say that, Joe, is because I know of other SEC schools that had an opening from a DC perspective, and that point came up. That exact, like, who?
Well, they got Hughes, so they don't need to really worry about that as much. So I apologize for misspeaking on that.
Well, no, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. I mean, now, Edgerrin Cooper, as an example, okay, look what he did with Edgerrin Cooper. I mean, look, the kid, Joe, I could throw this dip can to where Edgerrin Cooper, from my house to where Edgerrin Cooper lives, okay? Like, the kid's from Covington. It's right down the road. Orgeron blatantly missed, even though he was told by yours truly, go get him. Who am I to say? The bottom line, though, is he has been a developer everywhere he's gone. I agree with you. Hugh is going to recruit his ass off. They're going to get things rolling. I don't really worry about him recruiting, really. That was just the question. DJ can call plays, man. Yeah. DJ can call plays. I mean, look, man, with a depleted roster, with a head coach that was fired last year in Jimbo, brother, did you see that? I mean, it wasn't until the fourth quarter when A&M started getting gassed that Jaden Daniels started making some moves late, right? Like, he was really the only person all year that somewhat tried to bottle Jaden Daniels. So all I'm saying is the dude knows what he's doing. I think it's a great hire for Auburn. I will tell you something that I've heard, though. I heard he's a little quirky. But
it fits right in with Hugh. Yeah, I was going to say that fits right in with
right
if that's the case.
So, look, good for DJ. I hate, I think it kind of – can I tell you something? The first thing I thought about when DJ Durkin was – let me tell you the first thing I thought about when DJ Durkin was hired. You ready?
Yeah.
Boy, does it feel like Auburn's taking that state over. I mean –
yeah, that's that. So that's a really good point here, that this is now the next phase for Auburn being in closer competition with Alabama, because it felt like for the past 5 years, there was a lot of separation. And I think that they've, with everything that's gone on with DeBoer and everything. And I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt to figure out what they're doing. But they recruited their asses off to bridge the gap a little bit more. They still have a little more work to do. But now they've got one of the better play callers in college football running that defense. I'm really optimistic that Auburn could possibly surpass Alabama. I know that Alabama fans get pissed at me when I
shocked in the slightest if they do.
I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Alabama this year. I wouldn't be shocked. They almost freaking did it with a way worse roster.
Yeah, and their roster got better, and Alabama's got worse.
Exactly.
So good hire. Look, you got a guy, and look, Hugh gonna be calling plays. He doesn't want to worry about defense. Joey's got guys in the head coach who can be the head coach of defense. It's a perfect fit. I mean, unless it's not a perfect culture fit from a paper to paper aspect, it's a perfect fit because Hugh doesn't want to be over there. He wants somebody that can run the day-to-day, everything that he's doing on defense. That's why I feel like it's a perfect fit.
Well, the craziest part about this is like, shit, remember a month ago before the Saban, literally the week of the Saban news, we talked about how DJ Durkin's got to be Alabama's next defensive coordinator when Kevin Steele retired. We spent a ton of time talking about that. We did a whole segment just on a
name came up for LSU. Boom, boom, boom. I'm hearing DJ Durkin. No, you're not, because they're not talking.
But the point is here is that look at the transition that we go in a month that DJ Durkin, I mean, even when DeBoer was hired, should have been who he hired. I think that would have been the much better hire for an established defensive coordinator at Alabama. But instead here, he ends up at Auburn. Another team's loss is another one's reward.
Been in recruiting in the SEC, like, all right, now here comes the War Damn Eagle. Oh, damn eagle. A damn eagle starts flapping its wings. Caw. You ever, dude, can I tell you something? In 2008, 2009, I don't remember. Me and my buddy, Todd, went to Troy, to see some friends of ours, Troy, Alabama.
Okay.
But then went to the Auburn LSU game at Auburn. Cam Newton, whatever year that was.
Yeah.
No, Cam. Yeah, was it Cam Newton? I don't remember. I don't know if it was Cam Newton that time. I can't remember.
Was it the Nick Marshall year?
I don't remember. It might have been Nick Marshall. Maybe the kick 6 year. I don't remember. I can't remember. Both times that I've been to Auburn's football stadium, dude, it is so loud. It is so free. Nobody brings it up. Nobody.
When they're good. When they're good, man, they're fun.
Rolling in there, son.
Yeah.
Rolling. So I'm just going to say, the culture is there to be built. It's there to be built. So
BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.